and in today's video I would like to talk to you about how to be more attractive. So in today's video I wanted to talk to you guys about how to be more attractive, because I feel like there's a lot of things to being attractive that really meet beyond the surface. It's more than what you think attractiveness is. Of course, there's some physical things you can do to be more attractive, but really being attractive, there's certain things you can actually do with your perception that could do a total change in how attractive you are. Okay, so the first thing that you could do, and I'm gonna have you think about this, if you really think about it, attractiveness really is a state of mind, you know. For example, to me, because I'm around myself 24/7, I really don't see myself as, you know, maybe somebody who would see me just once in a blue moon, or somebody who's just never seen me before. Okay, so one thing is that to me and to most of us, because we're around ourselves 24/7, we're always in our own presence because we're ourselves, we feel like we're pretty normal, you know, feel pretty average, that there's nothing that's, we're just normal, we're just average, we're just ourselves. But if I told you that your level of attractiveness really has to do with what you're thinking, what would you think? What would you say if I told you your level of attractiveness is actually based on what you're thinking and not really based on what you're seeing? It's your perception, it's what you're seeing, how you perceive yourself, your perception. Okay, so each of us have a perception. No 2-3 people have the same perception. We could have similar bits of perception, but each of us have a story we keep telling ourselves about who we are. And not only that, based on past childhood things, we could actually have a filter that either sees things on a more rosier side, or we can have a filter that sees things on a more like a more traumatic, more victimized, more, you know, more darker way of seeing things. So I'm going to explain this to you. Okay, so how many times have you seen somebody and you didn't think they were that attractive, but because of how they conducted themselves and how they act and how much they're a people person and how secure they are and their personality, you begin to really take to this person? And how many other times, on the other hand, has there been somebody who was really attractive, because of how negative they are, or how nasty they behave towards other people, or how inconsiderate they are, you begin to not see them as attractive at all. So really, when you're thinking about attractiveness, it's really there's a lot of factors that's involved. But I have some tips. I actually have a few thought processes that can help you to see yourself as more attractive, so that you can be perceived as attractive, and also other things that could make you feel so attractive that you begin to act in a way that nobody can doubt your level of beauty or handsomeness. Okay, so I have to say that there has been quite some times when there was an instance where I saw this person and I didn't really think they were that attractive to begin with, but because of they have such a larger than life attitude, and they're so spunky, and they're just so outgoing. There came a point where it was the opposite became true. I could not deny their level of attractiveness, and not only this, I began to. I couldn't deny it. It was like anything else but that they were attractive didn't make sense to me. And it all had to do with how secure, how friendly, and how open they were, and how just they were just so open and just friendly, and like have such a bubbly type of attitude that I really took to them. Okay, so then, okay, what would you think if I told you that you thinking that you're unattractive, or you're ugly, or you're too this or to that, you're too anything, really has to do with what your perception is telling you. And it also has to do with past stories that you keep telling yourself. Okay, so one way you could combat this, I always say this in my other videos, is through journaling. But also when you talk to yourself, because when you talk to yourself, or what you're thinking on a constant basis, is like affirmations. What you're thinking is like natural affirmations. So if you have programs in your mind that keep saying, look, I'm just so unattractive, I feel so unattractive, I'm so ugly, I'm so fat, or I have pimples, or I'm too short, or I'm too tall, or I'm too anything, but I'm not right enough, then what's gonna happen is that when you keep telling yourself these things, even if it's in your head, or you keep thinking that people already think this about you, keep making up stories about people thinking you're unattractive, then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, and it becomes true for you. And other things I have seen is that some people might not even be unattractive. They might just be really shy and introverted. And as a result, because they're so shy and introverted, what ends up happening is that they're very self-conscious. And what may actually be happening is that people think that they're really gorgeous, they're really attractive, people really like their personality. But the thing is that because they don't see it in themselves, they're taking a filter, and they're filtering out every compliment, and they're taking out all the negative, the nitpicking, and so that's what they end up seeing, all the bad things. So in what ways do you just see the negativity that's around you? Do you have a filter where you just see negativity? No matter how many people compliment you, people say you have nice eyes, or what else? Nice cheekbones, or nice facial structure, but you just filter it, and all you see is all the bad things that happen. So as you keep accumulating all the bad things that happen, you start seeing only the bad things. So then that was just a food for thought for you guys, a quick food for thought for you guys, about how the way you see yourself could really either damage or hinder or put a different spin on what's actually happening. You might actually be a really great catch, but because you can't see it, you begin to act in ways, you begin to reject yourself, you begin to not put yourself out there because you just don't see yourself as that great catch as other people see you. And one more point is that I have seen some people, they're not what you would think as attractive, but because of how just friendly they are, and how outgoing they are, and how they believe that they're beautiful so much, and their energy is so contagious that I could at not one point believe I'd never thought that they were attractive before, because that's all I see now. So it really has to do with your personality. Yeah, your looks matter at some points, but it's really the perception and what you're thinking and what keeps playing on your head, because it's gonna keep filtering out the good parts of your life. So that's my video for today. My name is Crystal Nation. I hope you really enjoyed it. Thanks.